Hello, Kelly.
Hello, Dieter.
How old are you and what is your profession?
I'm 32. I'm currently a full-time student. Before that, I was an entrepreneur in clothing. I was selling clothing. And before that, I worked in technology for several years in marketing, engineering, and data analysis.
So, why did you choose to do the somatic training?
I had a very interesting experience once, the first time I did any type of somatic movement, which was just immediate, say, pain relief in part of my body. It was my hip and lower back that had been bothering me for years. Um, and I was just so impressed with how I could quickly go from a state of feeling tension and anxiety to not feeling that. And it felt like I didn't do much to my body other than just change the way that I was perceiving or feeling it in that moment. So that was about 5 years ago, and that got me really interested in what is this. Um, and the teacher I worked with, actually, I reached out to her almost a year ago, not no, maybe like 8 months ago. This was the teacher who facilitated that first experience, and she guided me to the IS Meta website, where I found you, where I found somatictraining.com, and went to one of your sessions, and it was like a different take on that. It was nothing I had experienced before, which was more of the anatomical experiencing, I'd say, where there's this perspective of what's happening internally at the anatomy of what's happening, like what it looks like, what its textures might be, how it moves, how it interacts with other things in the body. And then to see that and learn that at the theoretical level, and then to touch your body in that place, or just to sense your body in that place, and to experience and what's going on inside in the moment, snapped me into presence and was just this cool place to be, to explore. So and it just felt infinite, like the exploration potential of what this is felt, you could, like, it could go forever. You can keep exploring, and you can keep changing your perspective as to how you want to explore the body. You can always sense something new. And the idea of it, one, it's cool, like it's just a cool experience, and like I said, it's infinite, so it's always there. It's always available as long as you have your body with you, and as far as I know. And but then there's also this appeal of, I really like the ideas of, I don't like the idea of someone's body being in pain, but I like the idea of healing a body that's in pain or suffering. And I also like this concept of how it can be used for athletic performance, or I even should say like expression with the body. So I've always been fond of movements and exercises that increase the potential of expression for the body. And those have usually been like strength training or plyometric training. Very seldom have they been like some sort of very specific awareness and mild movements. But I learned that those mild movements and that very specific attention to the body has many benefits. But one of them, talking about this athletic domain, is that it teaches you, or it teaches me, any the foundation of the movements, and movement just automatically becomes more elegant, it feels like, just by placing attention onto the movement. And then there's this other level, going back to the infinite part of it, where there's always something new to learn. which to me is the most important part, is that there's always something new to learn. And once you learn it, the application is immediate. It's not like theory processing. Oh, here's the time where I can apply this. It's right away. Like, oh, if I breathe this way and I sense this, I can, my back feels different. Let me try and move differently now. And then I start moving, and I do, and I moved differently. And usually it's a more elegant way. And the practice of listening is also interesting and important to me. I just feel like there's never been really the society I grew up, the culture I grew up in the United States and in Europe and Italy. I feel like wasn't very much of a listening culture, in the sense of, academics. We had speech classes, but we never had a listening 101 or anything. And I definitely had never had a instruction on how to listen to my body internally. And it feels like a place of refuge almost, to just go back into, okay, I'm just observing, I'm listening here, let me see what I can take in and do with that, as opposed to need to express all the time. And also the things that I'm finding just by listening more and more and more are so interesting, and it's always different. So why do I care about, like, me having these experiences for myself? Well, I suffer less. I'm much more interested in every moment, and much more interested in other people, and not just people, like anything. Like watching an motion is one of the things that's most interesting, but watching an animal move, or even just looking at, like, the way a plant has developed. So that experience of being able to hop into this place that feels, where my attention is focused on, like, exploration and learning. I'd like to encourage that experience for other people. And then as it relates to the body, just giving that feeling I experienced after years of just feeling there's no escape from discomfort in my body, and having that feeling of, whoa, like, it takes a moment to move into a space of enjoying the experience in my body. And it can be turned on, and it can be turned off. And I think I'm the one who can control that, and to give someone that perspective. When I feel a lot of, there's a lot of people out there who don't enjoy the experience in their body. And in the United States, there's a lot of people who are on prescription opiates, and the way out is kind of to disconnect from the body. And yeah, I can go down that road for a long time, but the place of exploration being the sensations is a place that I think is not really tapped into a lot. It hasn't been tapped into in my life until recently, and the people around me in the places where I live, and in California and Italy mostly, I don't see people doing that with their lives. And I don't think it's the only place to hang out. I think, hanging out in the cognitive space of whatever it might be, like whatever it might be, where you make more assumptions and delineate lines and express things and communicate or engage with the world in that way, I think is beautiful and appropriate, and in many cases, and is fun and is like part of the piece of why of what we get to experience. I My belief is that we might have an obsession with that, and we're too much focused on that and believe that sometimes that is the only thing, and and then limit our perspectives. So being able to learn this myself and then learn how to coach this to other people, promote that experience to other people, is why I'm studying this right now.
Thank you. And would you recommend the somatic training for others?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And did you like the training so far?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's felt very, like, I always look forward to it. So for me in California, the trainings have been at once a week at 9 in the morning, and um, I enjoy my classmates. I enjoy working with you, Dieter. Um, I Yeah, the night before, and I'm always like, yes, I have class tomorrow, and then I show up to class, and I'm like, I'm here, and I see all my classmates' faces, and I see your face and Yulia Rastelli's face, and I'm I feel like everyone is there to learn, and everyone is there to help each other learn, and it feels very much like present moment focused. It's not like, oh, this is what we're going to be doing in the future, or remember when we did this in the past, blah, blah, blah. But all of the things connect. So everything we learned in the past connects to what we're doing right then, which means, connects. The present is the future is the present. Yeah, I really